Good evening, East Alabama. Welcome into the locker room on this Monday afternoon. And we have a great week ahead for you guys, and it starts with youth football today. We're going to recap all the scores from week 1 of Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics. We're going to have highlights of White Plains and Welborn sophomores, juniors, and seniors. We're going to have highlights of Alexandria and Anniston seniors, and highlights of Ohatchee and Pleasant Valley juniors. Hey, I want to go ahead and remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page, so that you don't miss the locker room. We're here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Also, we have our East Alabama Now news tonight at 6:30 p.m. Mike Stedman and Katie Edwards have your local news. John Holder has your local weather. And Jordan Smith brings you your local sports. All right, we start our show with our EAN scoreboard. So today we're going to get right into our EAN scoreboard. Let's start with action from Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics this past weekend. Let's talk about the sophomores. How about the Sachs Wildcats sophomores? They got a 19-12 win over the Piedmont Bulldogs as Sachs sophomores start their season 1-0. We go to the juniors. The scoreboard cuts off at 25. So when you get a 25-point margin, that means the scoreboard is over. And Sachs Wildcats shut out Piedmont as Sachs juniors get the win 25-0. Again, shout out to the Sachs juniors out here with a 25-0 win over Piedmont. The senior division, this was a 11-0 game. Interesting score right here. Piedmont did get the win over Sachs seniors 11-0, but Sachs seniors to have been really, really bad last year, this shows a lot of improvement to take the champions of last year and play them to an 11-0 game. So shout out to my brother Dalton Rozelle, who coaches the senior team at Sachs, but also the Piedmont Bulldogs senior team going to be really good this season, and they do a great job out at Piedmont. It was a sweep for Piedmont, or by the way, it was not a sweep for Piedmont. They only won the senior game, but it was a sweep for Weaver. The Bearcats sophomores got the win over Mumford 33-8. Mumford moved down from the big division to the small division and was probably looking forward to that move, and then Weaver greeted them and said, "Not so fast, my friends." The sophomores got the win 33-8. Weaver juniors shut out Mumford as they cut the scoreboard off and won 25-0. And then Weaver seniors also did the same thing. They beat Mumford 25-0. How about Weaver Little League with the sweep on week 1? Let's go to White Plains and Welborn. You'll see highlights of this game in just a little bit. White Plains sophomores got the win over Welborn 19-6. It was the juniors. Welborn had the ball at the 1-yard line. 95-plus yard Prince Nelson strip fumble touchdown. Made it look a little more lopsided-ish. I mean, it was only 2 possessions, but it was about to be a tie game. Welborn might have took the lead. Nonetheless, White Plains juniors with a big defensive play, they get the win over Welborn 27-14. And again, White Plains scored more than 33, but the scoreboard cuts off at 25. So White Plains, by official score, wins the game 33-8. And White Plains literally gets the sweep over Welborn in week 1. How about the Ohatchee Indians sophomores? They cut off the scoreboard against Pleasant Valley. They win 25-0. The Ohatchee juniors, you'll see highlights of this game in a little bit. Jagger Griffith had a couple touchdowns for Ohatchee. Henry Screws moved up. Cannell moved up. But Jagger Griffith stepped up and made a lot of big plays for Ohatchee as their juniors get the win 20-7 over Pleasant Valley. Ohatchee seniors start their season off 1-0 as they shut out Pleasant Valley 25-0. The Ohatchee seniors get the win over Pleasant Valley 25-0. Also this past week, Alexandria, by the way, Ohatchee swept Pleasant Valley. They got the sweep. Alexandria sophomores and Anniston sophomores, these two teams went back and forth a year ago. Alexandria sophomores get the win over Anniston 14-6. It was 12-6 for Alexandria juniors. Alexandria juniors got the win over Anniston 12-6. And the seniors, 7-6. Pardon me, let's go back 7-6. And by the way, we'll see highlights of this game in a little bit. So shout out to Leanne Finley and Dale Finley for sending us highlights of this. Not a lot of them because it was a 7-6 game. Not a lot of touchdown, not a lot of scoring action. But nonetheless, Alexandria does sweep Anniston on week 1 as the seniors get the win 7-6. Aiden Fomby, that's the name you're going to hear a lot of in a little bit. He had a big game for Alexandria. Also, this past weekend, Oxford sophomores. Oxford had 2 teams last year. They had Oxford A, Oxford B. They split it down to 1 this year, and their sophomores get a pretty dominant 35-12 win over Jacksonville in week 1. How about Jacksonville juniors last year? They didn't give up more than, I think, 24 points all season long. They gave up 27 on the first weekend this year to Oxford. Oxford gets the win over Jacksonville juniors 27-6. But Jacksonville would not be swept because their seniors, just like their juniors, lost 27-6. Jacksonville seniors won 27-6. Barrett Edwards, a lot of other great players for Jacksonville seniors. They get the win over Oxford 27-6. Hey, welcome Hooks Bluff to Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics. Hooks Bluff had a great first weekend with Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics. Their sophomores had a thriller of a game, but Hooks Bluff sophomores get the win over Lincoln 27-26. Hooks Bluff juniors, another close, thrilling game in the big school division, but Hooks Bluff juniors ultimately get a 13-8 win over Lincoln. Then how about the seniors of Hooks Bluff? 25-0 shutout. Hooks Bluff first weekend with Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics. They sweep the weekend. They sweep Lincoln. 3 straight wins for Hooks Bluff as we welcome them to the Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics division. All right, that's our EA and scoreboard. You saw all of the scores from week 1. Now, after every weekend, Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics does post the standings for after the first weekend, which, of course, the first week's only the first week, but we are going to take a look at the small school standings. They did not post the big school standings, so we do not have the big school standings, but we do have the small school standings. Let's start with the sophomores after the very first week. And again, scoring factors go into this to determine who's ahead of who. But after the first week, the Ohatchee sophomores are number 1, White Plains sophomores are number 2, Weaver sophomores are number 3, and Sac sophomores are number 4. So you see it right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on 5 through 8, Piedmont is 5. Welborn is 6, Pleasant Valley is 7, and Mumford is 8. So this is the junior or the sophomores small school standings. And I do need to correct something. They did post the big school standings, but then it was took down, so I didn't have time to get those and put those on here. But let's move to the juniors of the Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics standings after week 1. How about Sacs and Weaver juniors both tied for first right here? Both of them are 1-0. Ohatchee is 3. White Plains is 4. All those teams won this past weekend. And then Pleasant Valley is 5. And then Piedmont and Mumford are tied for 6. It says T6 and T7 should both be T6. Piedmont 6, Mumford 6, and then Welborn is 8. And that is the junior standings right here. And then going to the seniors, Weaver and Ohatchee are tied for first. Both of those teams won this past weekend. Piedmont is 3rd. White Plains is 4th. All those teams won in week 1. And then Sacs fell in week 1. They're 5. 6 is Mumford and Pleasant Valley. They're tied for 6. And then Welborn is 8th. Wormy Haynes' team fell to White Plains. But you see it right here. Weaver and Ohatchee tied for first in the small school seniors. And then, of course, in the juniors, Sacs and Weaver are tied for first. And then in the sophomores, ultimately, Ohatchee is all alone right there at the top. But all 4 of these teams, of course, Ohatchee, White Plains, Weaver, and Sacs are 1-0. All right, so that's all the standings from the small school. Hey, we have a lot of highlights, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, White Plains and Welborn sophomores, White Plains and Welborn juniors. We're going to show you the highlights of that in our next segment. Then in our final segment, we're going to have White Plains and Welborn seniors. We're going to have Alexandria and Anniston seniors, and we're going to have Ohatchee, Pleasant Valley juniors. Don't go away. We continue on this Monday afternoon. I'm Namath Pitts, and you're watching The Locker Room. Come see Big Woody at Big Woody's Tires on Highway 202 in Anniston. You can't miss the orange and black shop that offers you the toughest tires that keep you safe and comfortable no matter where your journey leads you. Big Woody's Tires on Highway 202 in Anniston, the orange and black shop. Call Big Woody today at 256-236-3475. We are back on The Locker Room on this Monday afternoon. My name is Namath Pitts. We have complete coverage of the Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics Week 1 schedule. We just went through all the scores. We went through the small school standings, and we now have a lot of highlights for you guys. I know that's what you love to hear and what you love to see is the highlights. We bring it unlike anyone else in East Alabama. Shout out to Tyler Schmidt for being at White Plains this past weekend getting highlights. In our next segment, we're going to have highlights of Alexandria, Anniston, and Ohatchee, Pleasant Valley. Those highlights were shared with us. Again, you can share highlights. All you got to do is message our Facebook page or send us an email at eansports23@gmail.com. Big thank you to Chris Martorello and the whole Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics Association for letting us kind of be their proud media supporter, I guess you could say. We try to bring them the best media coverage that you can get, and so we try to get highlights and everything else that we can get. So it was a great weekend. We do have highlights, and our highlights are presented by the Joey Cruz team with Keller Williams Realty Group. So before we get into any highlights, I do want to take a moment to pause, step aside, and let my good friend Chad Barnett tell you more about the Joey Cruz team.
When finding your next home, you need someone who knows the area inside and out. That's why you need to call us. Hey everybody, Chad Barnett here with the Joey Cruz team at Keller Williams Realty Group. When it's time to move, you need someone who will advertise your home, show prospective buyers, negotiate the purchase contract, arrange financing, all of the ins and outs of buying and selling. But the best thing about the Joey Cruz team is we have individual specialized agents working for you. If we come list your home, that listing agent will be on your side of the table all the time. The buyer will be shown by another agent. This keeps your interest at the utmost respect on our side. We will always be on your side of the table. We can take care of everything you need from start to close, like staging, home repairs, minor improvements, whatever's going to make your house look the best when it's time to go on the market. That is what we do. Our job here at the Joey Cruz team is pretty simple. Make you the most money in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call the Joey Cruz team today and let us put your real estate needs in cruise control.
Thank you to Chad Barnett and the Joey Cruz team for being our highlight presenter on the Locker Room. So with that being said, less of me and more of the highlights. Let's get right into the action. White Plains sophomores and Welborn sophomores, we got there at halftime, so we only have the second half highlights. But with that being said, let's go out to White Plains. Sophomores, White Plains and Welborn, here's the highlights. White Plains sophomores coaches getting them hydrated before the start of the second half. Tyler Schmidt got there at halftime. White Plains on offense. Cole Hall with the quarterback keeper. He's going to take it around the far side. Breaks one tackle. Shows some great elusiveness right there. Just goes right past the defender. Great speed. Cole Hall's going to go all the way. He won't be touched. Touchdown Wildcats. Hunter George this time for White Plains is going to take the handoff. He's going to run it around the far side right here, and that is going to be good. The conversion is good for the Wildcats. Welborn on offense, Ryan Hollis with the quarterback keeper. He's going to fumble the ball, though, and White Plains' Cole Hall will cover the fumble. White Plains takes over. This time, Carter Canada drops back to pass. He connects with Cole Hall, and Cole Hall is going to take it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats. How about a great pass from Carter Canada and a great catch from Cole Hall? Welborn sophomore coaches tried to get their players to adjust in the second half. Hunter George takes the handoff this time around the far side. He's going to go past one defender, break a tackle two, and Hunter George is just going to let his speed show. He's going to go all the way. He's going to take it to the house. Hunter George with a touchdown Wildcats as he gets another touchdown for the White Plains sophomores. Now we go back to Welborn on offense. Ryan Hollis with the quarterback keeper, but Ryan Hollis has nowhere to go. And how about Gray Tyree right here with the big hit for a loss in the backfield? Gray Tyree taking up great defensive play, just like his dad was a great defensive player when he was in high school. Right here, Trey Roden's going to take the handoff. He has nowhere to go, though. Roden's going to fumble the ball, and Camden Layton's going to cover the ball. Speaking of Roden, shout out to my guy DJ Roden right here, coaching for White Plains, trying to get his players adjusted and set for the play. Ryan Hollis for Welborn again with the quarterback keeper, and he's going to end up getting a nice gain for Welborn right here. You see Hollis better than the last couple of plays he had offensively, but ultimately the White Plains sophomores would get the win over Welborn 19-6. Big win for White Plains sophomores. They ultimately get a 19-6 win over Welborn, and they start their season 1-0. And again, I'll give him a shout out every week, but a shout out to my guy DJ Roden. Unfortunate on his son Roden right there's fumble, but DJ, you know how it is. He's going to bounce back even stronger next week. Ultimately, though, big win for White Plains sophomores as they start the season 1-0. Good friend of mine, Jonathan Screws, does coach the Welborn juniors. They went to White Plains, and it was a tough, tight game. Welborn had a chance there late to maybe take the lead, but White Plains made a big defensive play led by Prince Nelson. We're going to go ahead and show you the highlights. Let's go back out to White Plains for the juniors. These highlights are presented by the Joey Cruz team with Keller Williams Realty Group. Here comes the White Plains juniors. White Plains juniors and Welborn juniors getting ready to go head-to-head at White Plains. Here's the captains meeting at midfield before the game. White Plains on offense, Bo Butler's going to fumble the snap, but he is going to recover it and try to run, but he has nowhere to go. Great play by Welborn's defense. Bo Butler this time with the quarterback keeper. This time he's going to go around the far side, and he's going to end up cutting it up the field right here. He has a lot of open space ahead. He could go all the way, but Welborn's Kavion Trailer shows impressive speed as he tracks down Bo Butler and prevents a touchdown. This time, Bo Butler's going to hand it off to Ryder Pollard, who's going to take it around the far side, and he will take it to the end zone. That's a touchdown, Wildcats, for Ryder Pollard. All right, Welborn's going to go on offense now. Nolan McVeigh's going to take the handoff for Welborn, and he's going to get the first down for the Panthers, still on his feet, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. White Plains coaches talking to their team right here in between the plays, trying to get their defense to settle down. Welborn with a reverse this time to Kavion Trailer. He's going to show great agility, skills, and speed. He's still on his feet, cuts it back inside, and he's going to be pushed out, or took down out of bounds, but that's a first down, Kavion Trailer. Nolan McVeigh this time takes the handoff for Welborn. He's going to break it outside, break one tackle, stay on his feet, but he is going to be took down, but that is a Big first down for Weber. Nolan McVay again is going to take the handoff. He's going to cut this one back upfield. That was a great play by McVay, by the way, to cut it back up the field. And that is going to be another first down for Welborn. White Plains back on offense. Bo Butler's going to fumble the snap, and Welborn is going to cover it, and they're going to take over possession. Here's Welborn head coach Jonathan Screws, my boy Dog, as we call him, and his assistants talking with their team. Nolan McVay right here takes the handoff, breaks a couple tackles right here, still on his feet. There's another one, and he is going to get another first down for Welborn. Let's go back to White Plains on offense. Prince Nelson takes the direct snap around the far side, and Prince Nelson will not be touched. He is going to go right past the defender right here, and he is going to go all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats! And how about Prince Nelson on the direct snap right there for White Plains? Prince Nelson had a couple great plays. You're going to see a big one later on. Nolan McVay right here takes the handoff for Welborn. He is just a bruiser right here, breaking a couple tackles and fights for a good pickup for Welborn. We've said his name a lot. We're going to go ahead and continue to say it, Nolan McVay. Here he is again for Welborn. Another first down for Coach Jonathan Screws' team. How about the Welborn Junior cheerleaders right here performing for the crowd at halftime? We want to make sure we give cheerleaders love right here on the locker room as well. And we're going to talk about Welborn. Let's talk about White Plains. How about their junior cheerleaders performing for the crowd at halftime? You see them right here. They do a great job, just like the football players. Back to football, Welborn back on offense. Nolan McVay carries it up the middle, and he is going to get another first down for Welborn. Nolan McVay, again, this time takes it around the far side, and he is going to get, we've said it a lot of first downs, but can they put him in the end zone? Nolan McVay right here with another first down before being tackled on the far side. How about Luke Swan this time? Luke Swan's just going to take it and bruise his way up through the red zone for a Welborn first down. Luke Swan again going to fight up the middle for Welborn, and that could be in, waiting on the signal, and that is going to be a Welborn. Luke Swan right there, by the way, representing the Swan name in a strong way. Bo Butler right here takes a snap, picks up a couple for White Plains. Bo Butler is going to hand it off to Ryder Pollard, who takes it around the far side this time. Great move right there to go right past the defender. And Ryder Pollard is not going to be touched now. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, White Plains, Ryder Pollard. Great play by Ryder Pollard. Him and Bo Butler making some plays for White Plains. Welborn right here is going to hand Kavion Traylor the ball. Kavion Traylor is going to cut it right back up the middle, showing some great agility skills right here. Kavion Traylor up the middle. Maddox, the quarterback for Welborn, this time is going to take a quarterback sneak right up the middle for Welborn, and they're going to try to go right back to Maddox again with another quarterback sneak right up the middle. And you see him right here. That's a quarterback sneak that works. Great play by Maddox. He can't be took down. They're going to go back to Nolan McVay, a guy they've carried the ball to all day long. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to get a nice pickup. He's going to go out of bounds right here. Welborn inside the 5. They're going to try to go back to Maddox, who goes back to the quarterback sneak. But wait a minute. Prince Nelson stripped it, and Prince Nelson just stripped the ball right out of Maddox's hand, and he is going to take this one, guys, 95-plus yards. I don't know the exact amount. I don't know if they're at the 1 yard line. It was 99, 98, 97, but he's going to take it 95-plus with a strip fumble touchdown. We told you Prince Nelson had some plays. This was the biggest one, a 95-yard-plus strip fumble touchdown for Prince Nelson. Back to Welborn. Caden Rutledge is going to take the handoff for Welborn and gain a couple, but ultimately White Plains Juniors get the win over Welborn by a score of 27-14. And how about Prince Nelson? How about the defensive play for White Plains? How about the offensive contributions, by the way, for White Plains as well? Ultimately, their juniors, though, get the 27-14 win over Welborn, and White Plains Juniors start their season 1-0. All right, we've got more highlights. White Plains Seniors. We're going to talk about them and Welborn. We've got Alexandria and Anniston Seniors and Ohatchee and Pleasant Valley Juniors. Don't go away. We're going to take a break, but we'll be right back. I'm Namath Pitts, and we continue on the locker room on this Monday afternoon. Come see Big Woody at Big Woody's Tires on Highway 202 in Anniston. You can't miss the orange and black shop that offers you the toughest tires that keep you safe and comfortable no matter where your journey leads you. Big Woody's Tires on Highway 202 in Anniston, the orange and black shop. Call Big Woody today at 256-236-3475.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
We are back on the Locker Room on this Monday afternoon. We are now going to continue talking Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics football from week one. We showed you some highlights in our last segment. Our highlights are presented by Chad Barnett and the Joey Cruz team. But before we get back into our highlights, I want to remind you right now, if this is your first time watching the Locker Room, this is a great moment to pause, hit that like and follow button on our page. Make sure to share this post. Make sure to share today's show so that everybody can see these youth football highlights and the scores, standings, everything else, because we truly try to make it all about these kids. We want these kids to feel special. We want them to know that they're just as important as the high school people. And you saw the cheerleaders in the last highlights for the juniors and the seniors. We want to make sure to spotlight the cheerleaders, spotlight the dance line. We covered the cheer competition a year ago. We're going to cover the cheer competition again this year, so we want to make sure the cheerleaders and the dance lines feel just as special. All right, let's get back into the highlights. White Plains Seniors had a big win. They cut the scoreboard off in the second half over Wellborn. Let's get back out to White Plains. White Plains Seniors, Wellborn Seniors. Here's the highlights presented by the Joey Cruz team with Keller Williams Realty Group. Here comes the White Plains Seniors. White Plains looking for the sweep. The sophomores already got the win. The juniors got the win. The seniors are looking to do it. Wellborn on offense. Nick Halfley's going to hand it off to Hayden Ford, and Hayden Ford's going to show a great spin move right there. Still on his feet, but he's eventually going to be tackled, but that is a positive gain for Wellborn. Hayden Ford's going to take the handoff again, this time around the far side, and he's going to gain a couple still on his feet. Hayden Ford was a great player last year for Wellborn. Hayden Ford's going to take the handoff again around the far side again, and Hayden Ford is going to pick up a couple, but that was a big defensive hit by White Plains right there. White Plains on offense. Mason Hall is going to take the snap. He's going to go around the far side, and he is going to get a first down for White Plains. Wellborn defense gets the stop close to out of bounds on the other side. Sawyer Jones at quarterback. He's going to take the direct snap around the near side this time, and he's going to look to get a big play for Wellborn. Showing some great speed right here on the near side, and he's going to eventually be pushed out of bounds, but Sawyer Jones does get the first down. Sawyer Jones this time drops back, connects with Anderson Hall, who catches it. The knee was down at the 1. He's going to roll into the end zone. They're ultimately going to say that he did score, but looked like his knee was down on the 1. But regardless, how about Anderson Hall? Touchdown Wildcats. Sawyer Jones this time goes back to throw. Wellborn pressures. He rolls out, finds Hudson Suddeth, who makes a great catch, and the conversion is good for White Plains. Nick Halfley this time hands it off to Hayden Ford, but Hayden Ford has nowhere to go. He's trying to cut back, but how about that White Plains defense playing some stingy, gritty defense right there. Nick Halfley drops back this time to throw. He throws a dart to Ray Ford, who catches it and runs it down the sideline, and that is a touchdown Panthers for Ray Ford. How about Nick Halfley throwing a dart to him? All right, Wellborn looked like it jumped early, but nonetheless, Nick Halfley with another great throw to Ray Ford, and the conversion is good for Wellborn. All right, Sawyer Jones tries to escape this time, but Denzel Harris Brown gets the sack for Wellborn's defense. So Sawyer Jones is going to drop back to throw it, but this pass is going to be intercepted by Evan Word for Wellborn. Evan Word gets the interception for the Wellborn defense. Wellborn back on offense. Nick Halfley drops back to throw it, but this time his pass is intercepted by Hudson Suddeth, who eventually would be chased down and pushed out of bounds by Ray Ford, but Wellborn and White Plains back-to-back interceptions. White Plains on offense. Mason Hall is going to take the direct snap around the far side, and Mason Hall is going to pick up a first down for White Plains. Mason Hall is going to take the direct snap again this time, and this time Mason Hall is going to find the end zone for a White Plains touchdown. You see Mason Hall take it in right here. Hudson Suddeth drops back to throw it. He's going to connect with Sawyer Jones right here. Great pass, great catch, great run after catch, and that is going to be another White Plains touchdown. Hudson Suddeth to Sawyer Jones. Let's give some cheerleaders some love. How about the Welborn Senior cheerleaders performing for the crowd? How about Welborn Seniors? They've won the cheer competition last year, and they have a great coach, by the way. Shout out to Coach Screws. Does a great job. How about the White Plains Senior cheerleaders right here performing for the crowd at halftime as well? They're doing a great job. Want to make sure we give the cheerleaders some love. All right, let's get back to football now. Sawyer Jones is going to take the direct snap, and he's going to end up getting the first down for White Plains. Can he get more? He is going to get more, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds by Denzel Harris Brown for Welborn. Sawyer Jones going to take the direct snap again, and he's going to pick up another first down for White Plains. And right here, it looked like the knee was down. I'm not sure what the officials caught on the field in terms of fumble or not, but the knee looked down. This time, Welborn's going to fumble the ball, and White Plains is going to cover it and take back over on downs. Sawyer Jones this time is going to hand it off to Mason Hall. And Mason Hall showing some great plays. There's going to be a flag by the defense. Sawyer Jones gets the first down. Sawyer Jones drops back this time, throws it, and finds Anderson Hall in the end zone for the White Plains touchdown. Sawyer Jones to Anderson Hall. Welborn, though, right here with the reverse to Marquise Traylor. And Marquise Traylor takes it around the far side. Great move right there. Just small move, but good move. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. But a big first down for Marquise Traylor and the Welborn Seniors. All right, Nick Halfley's going to drop back to throw it again, but he's going to throw an interception. Hudson Suddeth with another White Plains interception. That's 2 interceptions by Nick Halfley after the first touchdown. Mason Hall's going to take the direct snap around the far side, and then Mason Hall is just going to cut it right up the field right here, and he's going to cut the Jets on. He's going to go right past Traylor, and that is a White Plains touchdown for Mason Hall. All right, or actually no, it looks like he went out of bounds. I apologize, but this time Sawyer Jones fumbles the snap, but picks it up, drops back to throw it, and connects with Hudson Suddeth, who makes a great play for White Plains. All right, Welborn this time back to Hayden Ford. He's going to take the handoff around the far side. He's going to pick up a few for Welborn before being pushed out of bounds. Nick Halfley with the quarterback keeper this time. He's going to fumble the ball, and it is going to be covered by White Plains. Back to White Plains on offense. Brockman's going to take it right up the middle for White Plains. He's going to show off a couple stiff arms as he goes on his way to the end zone. How about that stiff arm he just put right there? White Plains Seniors won the game 33-8. The scoreboard cuts off at 25. 33-8 ultimately would be the final score for White Plains. They scored more, but the scoreboard cuts off once you reach the 25-minute mark. So ultimately, though, White Plains starts their season 1-0 with a win over Welborn. Hey, shout out to my friend Dale Finley. He always sends us highlights. His wife, Leanne Finley, took the highlights. They sent us the highlights of Alexandria Seniors and Anniston Seniors. There's not a lot of highlights to show because it was a very close, tough game. But Alexandria did get a 7-6 win over Anniston. Aiden Fomby had the big plays for Alexandria. So let's show you Alexandria and Anniston. These highlights were shot by the Finley family. Let's go out to Alexandria for the Chad Barnett, Joey Cruz team with Keller Williams Realty Group. I don't say Chad Barnett, it's the whole Joey Cruz team, but he's the one that told us more about the Joey Cruz team earlier. But Alexandria Anniston Seniors, here's the highlights. Alexandria Seniors taking the field for their season opener against the Anniston Bulldogs. All right, Aiden Fomby on offense. He's going to carry the ball right up the middle, following Ethan Parker's block, and that is going to be a big gain right there for Alexandria. Fomby again on the carry this time, right back up the middle, breaks the tackle right there, stays on his feet before being took down. Right here, Levi Gardner's going to take it around the right side, and Levi Gardner's just going to cut it back up right here, and Levi Gardner's still on his feet. Levi Gardner's going to take it all the way for an Alexandria Valley Cubs touchdown. How about Levi Gardner right here? This time, Anniston on offense, Alexandria on defense. Zane Harrell is going to show a great blitz. Alexandria fumbles the ball, and Zane Harrell blitz up the middle and gets the tackle for loss. Anniston this time going to attempt to pass, but the pass would be intercepted by Aiden Fomby, and he's made some big plays. Now he's got the defensive interception for Alexandria still on his feet, and there's going to be a flag, but he's just going to go ahead and run out of bounds. All right, Anniston attempts to pass, but it is broken up by my main man, Wiley Finley, right here. All right, Anniston carries on the right side this time, and the tackle is made by Alexandria's Colton Owens. Anniston right here going to look to pass again, but this tackle was started by Levi Gardner right here, and then Ethan Parker comes in and finishes the job. Alexandria gets a 7-6 win over Anniston. It was a tight game, but Alexandria ultimately comes out on top. And how about Alexandria? 7-6 close game, but they ultimately get the win over the Anniston Bulldogs 7-6. Hey, shout out to Mr. Griffith, who texted me this weekend as well. Shared highlights of the Ohatchee Juniors. They went head-to-head with Pleasant Valley, got a 20-7 win over Pleasant Valley. Ohatchee had a very strong junior team last year. They won the championship, but Henry Screws, a couple other players from that team, they moved up to the senior team. So somebody needed to step up for Ohatchee, and it was Jagger Griffith. Jagger Griffith made a couple big touchdowns, had a lot of big plays for Ohatchee. We have the highlights. Here's the Ohatchee Juniors, Pleasant Valley Juniors highlights, all about Jagger Griffith. Here they are, presented by the Joey Cruz team with Keller Williams Realty Group. And how about Jagger Griffith and the Ohatchee Juniors getting the win over Pleasant Valley 20-7? All right, that's all the highlights we have today. We'll hope you'll join us back here tomorrow in the locker room. Make sure to hit that like and share button and follow our page. Make sure to share this so that other people can see it as well. All right, I'm Namath Pitts, and thank you for watching the locker room.